Today we're going to have a look at Tracklogs in Garmin Basecamp on a PC. To access your Tracklogs, you need to select a folder and a list from your collection or a device in the left-hand side here. So I've got a device selected. I'm selecting the internal storage. So all the tracks and routes and pictures and all that type of information that's on the internal storage is going to show up down here. So if we scroll through this, tracks are the feet. When you choose a track, it's going to highlight it. Let's take a look at this track. We'll double click on it. It's going to bring up the track list here. And in behind, it's going to center the track on the screen. Inside the track here, we have a lot of useful information, such as how many points are in that current track. There's 174. The total distance traveled, the area enclosed within the track, the time elapsed, how long we were moving, how long we were stopped, and then our average speed, our min speed, min elevation, max elevation. A lot of useful information. We could even change the color of the track. We can see a graph. Right now we're showing the elevation change. We could even choose the speed. We could add notes. And notes are good for identifying what this track was, like trip to get gas. Don't really need to save that trip, but it's there. There's a few more buttons at the bottom here. We have center on map. We could unselect that if we don't want it to center on map automatically. We have filter. So if there's too many points in here and we want to filter it down, we could go into here. Be sure to select Save Original Track. That way when you make some of these changes and apply them, you won't lose your original track because you cannot undo these changes. So I've got Save Original Track selected. We could do maximum points. So if you only want 3 points in this track, you could do that. This is a long track for just 3 points. You could have it automatically filter the points. We could have fewer points or more points, or you could leave it right in the middle there. We could have it filtered by distance. So points that are less than a meter away from each other will be filtered out. And then we have time, so it'll filter based on time. So right now, like we said, we have 174 points in that track. So let's just see what happens when we do an automatic. Hit OK. And it took the points down by it took the points down by half, but you'll notice that the distance hasn't changed or the square kilometers. When you're looking at the information in the track log, you could actually delete different points out. So if you have some bad points you need to get rid of, say this first one here, you could select it and then delete it. Just right click and then hit delete. We could even divide the track. So if we want to split the track into 2 different tracks, pick the point where you want to divide it. When you click on each one of these points, it's going to highlight the point in the track log. You'll see down here. We'll select the next one. It's that one down over here. So let's say we want to split it at 0.6, or let's go down here about 0.43, about halfway through the track. So we'll just move that over and we're going to right click and then we're going to go split or divide. So now we just divided that track into 2 different tracks. And you'll notice that this track right now has 42 points and our distance changed, and so has our square kilometers. We can invert this track, so I'll make it go the opposite direction just by clicking invert, and then we could go back to the original by hitting invert one more time. We could turn this track into a route so our GPS guides us along the track just like if we were going to an address in a Garmin Newbie. So we could go create route, hit OK, and then it's got our route summary right here. We could even change some of our route options, but we'll cover all that in another video. The last couple buttons in the track manager is the create adventure. That's a new feature from Garmin. And then print, so you can print the route. You can even change the track names. Just go over to the left hand side here, just single click and then give it a new name. That'll help you filter and highlight the track you want to use. That'll help you identify the tracks that you need to use a lot better by naming them. So that was an introduction to managing your tracks in Garmin Basecamp.